Finally, I am honored to introduce Mellissa Brotherson. Mellissa is News 2019 Tradeswoman Honoree. She's a journeywoman plumber with Local Union 1 and a sought-after field welder, union instructor, and record-breaking tradeswoman. Mellissa advocates not just for her union brothers and sisters, but for construction unions and the opportunities they offer. So let's give a warm welcome to Mellissa Brotherson.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for the warm welcome. Reflecting on my career in the trades and my introduction to the trades, it all started with my mom. I grew up in Trinidad, and as a young girl, I was embarrassed for people to see my mom in her work clothes. My mom was not a nurse or office worker. My mom was a painter. As a child, I did not appreciate the strength and courage it took for her to reject the gender roles in that industry where no one else looked like her. Now I can tell you how wrong I was. I can tell you how proud I am of her. My mom worked hard to take care of her family, and she was a damn good painter. And that was nothing to be ashamed of. When I first came to New York from Trinidad, I tried college, I tried retail, but they just weren't for me. I started doing apartment renovations and quickly learned how construction runs in our family, but there was no upward progression. I did this for 8 years, and in that time I got married and I had my son, Omari. Although my marriage ended, my ex-husband did give me 2 great gifts, my son and an introduction to the trades. He is an iron worker, a union iron worker. And through him, I got to understand what it means to be part of a union, to turn my career into something that I could support me and my son. I found new, and through them, I found my way into this union and found my home. To help you understand how important new is, nearly every woman I've met on a construction site has come through NEW's program. NEW is not just a pre-apprenticeship program, it is a lifelong support system, just like a union. I myself come back to speak to new students about plumbing in Local 1. And when the graduates come back to speak, we are showing these women what is possible. We are showing them what they can become, and we're showing them that they are part of a community. My first job with the plumbers was in the Bronx. I took the train starting from the very first stop in Brooklyn to the last stop in the Bronx. 2.5 hours. It feels a little longer when you're doing it at 4 a.m. in the morning and you have to get your son ready for school before you head out. Thankfully, I had the support of a neighbor. She was kind enough to give me the keys to her apartment, and at 4 a.m., I would get my son fully dressed for school, let myself in, and put him back to sleep on her couch. She would take him to school so I could go to work. Her generosity and kindness taught me that women helping other women is how we succeed. Her helping hand, one of many I'm grateful for, helped me get to where I am today. All of this was about a commitment to a better life for my son. After my first job in the Bronx, I spent most of my apprenticeship working at One World Trade, which, by the way, was a Tischman job. Yeah. The head foreman, Steve, took me under his wing And thanks to Steve and Local 1 trainers and instructors, I built my skill as a plumber and a welder and built up my own self-confidence. That job is where I first felt the difference in spirit that comes with being a union. You could say I was born to weld, but I'm a product of nature and nurture. That crew showed me how to become who I am now and made me the fastest ever Local 1 apprentice, man or woman, to earn a UA gas welding qualification. Welding and the people who taught me has been what's kept me in this career, even though I still get burned sometimes. Even with all the right safety gear and training, it's part of the job. It sounds serious, and I suppose it is, but it comes with the territory. Welding means going home smelling like smoke. It gets into everything. The odors in your hair and your clothes. That smell and those scars are reminders that this is dangerous work. You need to have real skill. And there are people out there who think we need to lower the bar to include women and to include people of color in the trades. No. Welding is welding. You're either good or not. This bar isn't lowered for anyone. This work is too dangerous, too skilled, and frankly, too well paid for that. In a union, there is strength, and in a union, there is equality. Even when I'm hanging off a 100-foot lift, welding drainage clips on the Oculus, the gratitude from what I've been given hits me. I could not be up there or up here on this stage without the people from New and from Plumbers Local 1 and New York's plumbing companies. I am a product of all who came before me and all those who gave me support and guidance. And now, 8 years later, and a journeywoman for the last 3, I am the one making opportunities for others. I get to reach my hand out and help young tradeswomen beginning their own careers through New. In addition to being out in the field, I am now a welding instructor and an OSHA instructor at the Plumbers Local 1 Training Center. There are only 2 instructors, and of course, we're both new graduates. When I have female apprentices in my class, they see me and I know they see themselves. And there's nothing like seeing a female apprentice gear up to continue the legacy of new tradeswomen, ready to break new barriers, ready to start over and come out stronger than before. I've done a lot of starting over in my life. Moving to this country, starting my career over, starting my family over, and in the construction world, every new project means starting over again. New faces, new personalities. I've gotten really used to reinventing myself. But it's more than that. When I moved to this country, I had to form my own connections. I had to push through the nervousness and awkwardness and the fear. I couldn't afford to be shy. Starting at New was the same thing, another blank slate. So was joining Local 1. And at every turn my life has taken, I had to start over from scratch. I've had to learn that making life for myself means making a space for myself, no matter how unfamiliar it feels. And I'm grateful to New and Plumbers Local 1 for providing such constant support for Omari and myself. Along with my mom, my friends, and family, they've been our rocks. It used to be that I lived check to check. I used to ride the train for 5 hours a day. Now I have a car that's paid in full. It used to be that I could never take time off. Now Honoree and I can go on vacation whenever we like. My mom used to support us herself, and she also got me that first retail job. Now I can afford to take care of her the way that she deserves. I help rebuild her house piece by piece, and I help her with expenses too. She lives comfortably now. I used to struggle to get Honoree to school. Now he gets a great education. He can go to college. That's if he doesn't want to be a welder. Now, thanks to New and the Plumbers Local 1, Honoree and I are good, stable. Congratulations to Jay, Laura, and Lenny. Thank you for what you're doing for tradeswomen. Thank you to my union, Local 1 Plumbers. And thank you to my mom, my son, family, and friends. And to all of you who have come out to support New and the tradeswomen community, thank you for being the latest in a long line of people to expand my future. Your support means that the future tradeswomen can build a life, a real life, on their own terms, and even more full of promise than mine. Thank you.